Today we want to talk about dual credit versus AP. So you can take dual credit classes. You can also take advanced placement credit classes. Tell them the difference in the grade, like
Grand scheme of things, AP classes, that's like nationally recognized advanced placement. It's a college level class. And at the end of that class, you have the opportunity to take a test. If you pass the test with a specific score, you get college credit for that class in general. Dual credit is a class that you're enrolled in high school and at a local community college at the same time. For LHS students, most of those classes you're going to take it at LHS's campus, and they have a professor who's employed by NCTC teaching it at LHS, and then when you pass the class, so you don't have to take a test at the end, you do your work for the class, you get a 70 or higher, and your grade for the class also gives you that college credit. And so that starts your college transcript there with that dual credit class.
So AP, you take the class, you have to pass the test.
Dual credit, take the class, pass the class, you get the credit.
Another difference, when you're in dual credit, you have to go through the steps to sign up in college.
You apply for college, you register for the class, you're registered at both college and high school.
So you have to go through that registration process, which would be really good for you to
And
do
we
now.
help you with it.
We'll help you. It'd be nice to do it while you have help.
Yes.
You get books through the college, you maybe have to take that TSI test to get in.
You do.
There are college-y things with dual credit that you have to do right now. And then the last thing I would say about that, because we have the kids that we want to talk to, they're much more engaging than us, is you always want to see what college you're thinking about going to, what they take.
Yes, because it's not a sure thing. Like we were registering a girl the other day who thinks she might go to Rice University. Well, a private university, they have different criteria. Every university is looking for different things in their student population. And so some of them, particularly private schools, might say, we don't accept credits from any other university. I don't know, they can. So you want to look into that. But generally speaking, your dual credit classes are going to be accepted at most colleges. And AP is going to be accepted as well. But if we can really look into those specifics when we talk to you about registration.
So another good reason to get out there and visit colleges.
And if you think you're even the slightest bit interested in a dual credit class. So if you are a sophomore now and you've been hearing on the announcements, the class that is available for juniors is U.S. History.
Dual credit.
It's dual credit U.S. History. So you can be, if you are even curious about it, fill out that Google form so that we can call you in and talk to you about it and start that registration process.
And we have a kid that's going to tell you about taking dual credit and kind of how it changed his life, really, thinking more about college. I think you'll really like it. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
For me, AP Bio was kind of just, I wanted to challenge myself in taking the class because science I always kind of liked it, always interested me. And this class, it was really fun. You learn a lot about just different things that make up the world around you, and it was just a really interesting challenge.
I really liked it because you got to learn about different cultures, and you got to expand your knowledge instead of being stuck and just having knowledge about America. You got to learn about different countries, so I thought that was really interesting. I liked it.
My mom wanted me to take it, but I also wanted to take it to challenge myself, and because I thought it'd be good for me to test out what AP would be like, and it was really fun, and it wasn't that difficult, just as long as you paid attention and did your work.
AP, for me, compared to a regular class, it's a lot more work, but it's not a lot harder work. It's just, you just gotta stay more on top of your work, more consistent. Don't slack off or else you will fall behind. And that's when kids really feel like it's hard, but it's not really that hard.
Yes, because it's a lot of challenging work, but it's also very important because you get to learn a lot of advanced stuff that you need for college, and it prepares you to get ready for that sort of schedule and like how much work you will be expected to do.
Don't slack off from the start. Just always stay in task so that you can not fall behind.
Do your homework because you get a lot of homework And it'll really help you too whenever you have the AP test at the end of the year.
I would say always try your best, because if your grade drops down, it's really, really hard to bring it back up. It's not something you could like redo an assignment for. It'll take a while for you to bring that grade back up.
Yeah, the actual what you need to know for it isn't as difficult. What's more difficult is the time. So I would really recommend practicing taking tests that you only have a certain amount of time for, because that's what I had the most trouble with.
The test wasn't that hard than I thought it was, because you learn a whole bunch of challenging information, and then once you get to the test, it's a little bit less, so you're more prepared on it. But overall, it's good.
For me, the AP test, it was more about the nerves. In the classroom, it was really quiet, and it was just a bunch of people writing, and you kind of wanted to check over someone just to see if you were doing well, but you can't do that. So you kind of just have to like relax, take a breather, and try to just concentrate on your work.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really helped my GPA, and it also really prepared me for, I think, the rest of high school, because it was harder, so my other classes didn't seem as hard.
And I also passed the AP test, which means I get college credit. And so it's either like you don't take as much hours. So that's nice to know. And then you don't have to do that in college too.
The AP classes, it was a lot really challenging, but I know that I can surpass really tough obstacles like that, having to deal with multiple AP classes like I did. I feel like I can, go through school like easily. I know I'll get through any obstacle.
My name is Jaime Carmona, and I'm in 12th grade. I'm a senior. I will be graduating with 39 hours of college credit.
My name is Paola Peña, and I am a senior at Louisville High School, and I will be graduating with 31 hours of college credit.
And my name is Carlos Galvan, and I will be graduating with 30 hours of college credit.
One course is basically 3 hours, depending on the course. Actually, like if it's social science, which includes a lab, it's 4 hours.
So for the dual credit class, unless enough people request the class from high school, it's located at the Flower Mound NCTC campus, and when it's there, it's not just a specific age group where like everyone's our own age since we're in high school. It's like everyone who signs up for the class. So there could be people that are like 40 years old, or 25 or 30. So it gives you a different perspective of understanding. Like when others speak in class, it gives you a perspective of how they see things, and also the learning environment is different because it's more. You have to depend on yourself because there's like readings from textbooks that there's more reading than you would do in high school.
What I liked about it was the fact that taking AP classes was nice, but you would be determined if you get the college credit by a test at AP test. So I did the dual credit route because I thought that passing the class was worth getting your college credit more than being a single test that determined whether you get college credit or not.
What I like about dual credit classes is kind of that reason that you get your college credit hours as soon as you pass the class. There's no additional test that you have to take. So once you pass the class, you're done with that credit. And it also, in high school, like if you have free or reduced lunch, it saves a lot of money. And even if you don't have free or reduced lunch, taking classes now saves a lot of money and time that you would have to put in.
I'm with both of them. I like the dual credit because you don't have to depend on an AP test, which is 50-50 chance. Because if you're taking an AP class, you get the 1.3 multiplier. But if you don't pass the AP test, you don't get the college credit. So you worked all your way up and didn't pass the test, so it's kind of like you're depending on a test, and I just don't like depending on tests at all. If I'm taking my course and I'm working for my course and I pass the course, I feel like I should deserve the credit. And therefore, I like dual credit just for that reason. The environment, I guess, and the styles of teaching, the professors, I could say the stress a little bit, the different frameworks, the different amount of work that you get. AP, you still get a lot of work, but teachers have sometimes they have a little leisure, some teachers don't have any leisure. And dual credit, teacher tells you it's due today or it's due next week on this day. If it turn in, you turn in. If not, you get a 0, no extra credit, nothing. You just gotta do it. So you really you gotta be on the ball at all times.
There's no more like leeway of how we get in high school. How like if you're a day late, alright, we'll give you the grade for a high 70. But like how Jaime was saying, if it's a day late, you missed your deadline. So it like makes you more responsible and it prepares you for like how it will be once you go on to whatever college you choose.
It also gets it gets you out of your comfort zone to make new friendships with other people and learning about different cultures and different people working together to do some sort of project or something. So I feel like that also prepares you for the future.
Freshman year, I don't remember if it was freshman year whenever they started talking to us about dual credit, but then sophomore year was when they encouraged us more, like the counselors at our school, and then so they opened up like this opportunity to us. They had like lecture and like told us what it was about and how we could get college credit now and how it would help save us money. And so for me, like I saw that opportunity and I was like, well, that's something I want to do because I'm personally gonna have like trouble paying for college. So if I can get something for free now, then I'm gonna take it now and not have to pay for it later. When you have free or reduced lunch, that qualifies you for a waiver, and you get the class for free. Sometimes there's other expenses like the class textbook. You might have to pay for that, but compared to how much you would have to pay later on in college for for example, paying $100 for a textbook now, and then later on having to pay a number of thousands of dollars for the class plus a textbook, I'd rather just pay like $100 for a textbook now.
Well, during the summer, you have Monday through Thursday, I believe, that the Flower Mound campus is open. Fridays, I believe they're not open. Correct? Yeah. So during the summer, you have all this time, all this free time, unless you're traveling and stuff like that. So you have your own time to go up to the class and take your courses. I took my first class my sophomore summer, and after I took my sophomore summer, it was U.S. history. After I took that course, it just kind of opened my eyes and made me realize I wanted to take more courses because it wasn't easy, but it was less stressful than I expected it to be. And due to it being in the summer, it was compact, so everything was like really fast. And that was my first dual credit class when everything was fast. The second one was a breeze because I was expecting it to be the same thing, but it just kind of changed up and extended everything through a semester and allowed me to take my time on my work and everything else.
And also for time, like during the summer, each class is only about 4 to 5 weeks, whereas in high school, each class it's at least 9 weeks. So you're also saving a lot of time that you could put into something else like that you love. For example, whenever I first started taking dual credit classes, the purpose that I was taking them for, it was to save money, but it was also to open up my high school schedule so that I could do both soccer and band. So that was also a reason that I did it. But then once I started taking classes, I started seeing how much time like it opens up and how much money you save. So like while I have the opportunity now, while I'm in high school, and since I have free and reduced lunch, then I'm gonna like take all the classes I can.
Well, in my case, I am also free and reduced, so that saves me money and leaves me extra money in my pocket because by not graduating early, I still get the free classes, which is college credit, and I don't have to pay that except for my textbook or whatever the instructor requires for the class. So that saves me money.
The first step I would say is to like get informed. Like that's really important. Like the lecturers or counselors, when counselors talk to you about it, it's important to get informed. And at first, it does seem like a lot of information and a lot of requirements and a lot of steps that you have to do, but I feel like it's just because it's a new process, but eventually we're gonna have to do that process to go into college anyways. And doing it now with dual credit, it also helps you on because you're like, okay, I already know what I have to do. Like for example, like we're seniors, so we're like applying to colleges and universities. Now we already know and have an idea of what we need to do.
Like just ask questions. Like your counselors will talk to you. They will walk you through your steps, your starting steps at least. Once they walk you through and you're able to do things on your own, they will allow you to do everything else on your own. Like for me, like they walked me through my first class through U.S. history. After U.S. history, I went and applied myself into more courses, and I applied for more courses at MCTC without my help of my counselor.
Well, like how are you talking about the syllabus? That's also another thing. Dual credit, we get a syllabus and we get a calendar that we get listed, or for the classes I've taken, the exact dates of when assignments are due. Like it might change a little bit, but you get exact days. So if you want to get ahead on your class, you already know what you have to do, and that's also something that like it'd be nice to do in high school classes. Like
So you plan ahead.
have like even if you don't get a syllabus with dates on it, you could yourself write on your calendar, like plan and like be responsible for those dates and like just stay on them.
So you live by your syllabus, basically. My advice would be sitting at the front of the room of your instructor.
Why? I say that too.
Yeah, because some instructors you will find them to be very, very interesting, and also you learn more when you're at the front of the room. You're more interacting with your instructor, and therefore you help build connections with your instructor and your peers around you to be more informed about the subject that you're learning, and also you build relationships with others around you that share that, how would I say, that inspiration for you to keep learning more and more.
I'm gonna build off of Paula real quick a little bit. When she said connect with your instructor, build a relationship with them, they're really understanding. They understand that we're all humans, we all have to work, we all have to do things. Therefore, whenever you, like, if you build a nice relationship with an instructor and you tell them, hey, I have something going on, there's a life crisis, something, midlife crisis, just something like that. They will understand, and they're possibly able to extend a time, even though we've said that they're not most of the time. They will do it for you if you get close enough. My personal advice is just ask questions all the time, because you're not gonna, if you don't understand it, just ask, and you'll get an answer somehow. It'll help you pick it up a lot faster.
If you don't plan on taking like dual credit, or you plan on sticking to the AP because of a multiplier, I would suggest at least taking one dual credit, because you might just find yourself in love with the environment.
I'm currently taking AP classes, and I'm also like signing up for more dual credit classes. And the reason for me taking AP classes, it's the 1.3 multiplier, because it helps my class rank and my GPA. But as of for dual credit, you also get a 1.2 multiplier, but there's also no if and or but if I pass the test of whether I'm gonna get my college credit. So with dual credit, you're already gonna save money for sure as soon as you pass the class. Start early, registering early. I started taking the SAT and ACT my junior year, but I'm also not a good test taker. But I took it multiple times, and I got better as I went along. So if I could have started taking the test my sophomore year, like going in and taking it, I would have done that also. And then since I'm free and reduced, I get 4 waivers, 2 for the SAT and 2 for the ACT. So there's really no harm in going ahead and taking it since it's for free, and you're gonna have to do it eventually anyways for college.
And don't be afraid to sign up for free and reduced because you have one opportunity in high school. It's take advantage of it because once you get out in the college or the real world, like they say, it's a whole different ball game. You gotta realize how much money you're gonna be spending to take a single course or to get accepted into college, or if your scores aren't good, if you didn't take a good score, you can retake it. It's okay. You get waivers, like you said.
But study.
Definitely study for SAT and ACT.
Even if you get already accepted into the university or college, wherever you want to go, still that SAT and ACT scores determine whether you get scholarship money too. So study for your test.
Don't wait till last minute.
Oh, and also take the PSAT prep class.
Yeah.
That helps out, and that's, I guess, one of the things I regret not taking because that would have helped me prepare more and to expect more what would be on tests.
I would try to put a little more effort into school itself because, everybody's in high school. You want to have fun. You have friends all around. But you're really focused on your grades like that. I mean, I had good grades, but still, they could have been the next step phenomenal. And I had good grades. I could have had great grades if I really would have focused a little more. But that's why I took advantage of the fact that we can take dual credit and went ahead and took the dual credit because that really took me out of high school and allowed me to focus. I like to do pre-med, so I've applied to a couple colleges. I'm not really sure on one of them, but I've applied to multiple colleges.
And you feel like you're ready based on your dual credit
Yes,
AP
ma'am.
work.
Yes, ma'am.
Love that. Paola, what are you
I
thinking?
am thinking I've applied to TW and I've been accepted, and I'm doing my bachelor's in nursing, and I'm also going pre-med, so I'm gonna after that go into graduate school.
And for me, my first choice is SMU. I want to study engineering, but I've also applied to A&M and UT. So those are schools that I would also like to go to.
Scholarships.
Scholarships, definitely scholarships.
Yeah, do your scholarships.
Again, like Ahmed was saying, if you don't know, ask questions because there's answers. And how we've been informed, there's lots of scholarship money everywhere that goes unclaimed. So just ask questions because there's solutions. And if financial money is a problem to pay for college, if you really want to go to college, you're gonna keep asking, and you're gonna find an answer, and you'll be
Yeah. When it comes down to saving money, when you need a foreign language for your major, let's say, in college, they have a thing called a CLEP test, which is a credit by exam, basically. In college, you can take a CLEP test for the same class, but 3 different levels, sort of say. I'm taking a CLEP test, and I'm getting 14 hours worth, and that's definitely saved me a lot of money.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to add was that if money is a problem, for big universities, a class could be $5,000, but there's also nothing wrong with taking classes at a community college or a smaller school where classes will be a little bit cheaper because those same classes they can still transfer over to a big university. Not every class, but taking the class at a smaller community college and then saving up a lot of money and then transferring over to the university that you want to go to, you can still graduate with your degree from that school. And taking classes at a smaller school would save you lots of money.
Oh,
So you saw the kids. I hope that you gained a little more knowledge about AP versus dual credit.
So February will be here before we know it. So as you're choosing your classes, remember that colleges are looking for students who've taken a variety of courses and they want to see you trying those rigorous classes. So freshmen, be thinking about upping your game with more pre-AP and AP classes, and sophomores, be thinking about trying those AP classes or a dual credit class. It's a great opportunity for you to build up that college transcript and your college resume.
Have a great day, farmers.